Sales happen when value is communicated, value is understood on the end of the potential buyer, money is available, and need is present. Hey, my name is Dr. Curtis A. Merriweather Jr. And in 2020, I was named a game changer by the White House Policy Advisor for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And today, I want to serve as your government contracting coach. Now, our channel's goal is to help entrepreneurs overcome common business challenges. And the way we do this is through education, consultation, and training support services. Now, our channel is unlike other channels because it's based on 27 years of progressive experience, lessons learned, and advanced education. As many of you know, I've just completed the requirements for my PhD in management. I also have a master's in business administration and a master's of science in project management. So the goal of this channel is to lower your learning curve. Now, if you are serious, and I do mean serious about government contracting, I would encourage you to look at the URL on the screen. It's 8figuregovcon.com. And I would encourage you to go take a look at our website. On our website, you're going to see two flagship programs. You're going to see our 8-figure government contracting mastery 5X program. And you're going to see our 8-figure govcon or government contracting barber and cosmetology course. Now, whether you're new or seasoned, these courses are going to help you get up and running. So whether you have no prior business experience, it doesn't matter. I'm going to bring to the table my years of experience to help you understand the business basics and acquire the skills necessary to find success in the government contracting space. We're going to talk about a variety of things from contract formation. We're going to talk about the marketing activities. We're going to talk about registration. We're going to talk about the contractual documents that you need to know. We're going to talk about how to identify contract opportunities and the processes and the mindset you need to think about. I'm going to bring to bear some of my industry friends in the courses. As a matter of fact, we have guests all the time. I'm going to bring in experts that's going to help. They're going to walk alongside you with me, of course, and we're going to provide actionable tips, techniques, and strategies for you to find success in your government contracting journey. Now, one of the things we do in the program, we've curated 20 to 25 hours of on-demand content. We do 2 monthly Zooms every month. And right now, I'm actually finishing up one-on-one strategy sessions with our current group. And so in those strategy sessions, we're going to provide a tailored strategy unique to you and your business. Now, because of my background and because of the depth and breadth of my experience in this space, I've been in this space now for 27 years, have not been a founder the whole time, but I've been in this space for 26 plus years. And I've been a founder of a government contracting company for more than 14 years at this point. So we're going to bring to bear that experience. So I remember what it was like trying to get that very first contracting opportunity. So I'm going to be able to share to you real world experience. We're going to travel along this government contracting together. Now, here's my promise. I am going to give you all of the information necessary to be successful. The only thing I can't do is do the work, but I'm going to give you the information. We're going to lay out a strategy, and it's going to be your job to execute. Now, if you're willing to do that, you may want to look at our course, and I may be the coach for you. So I encourage you to travel along this government contracting journey with me. If you've been finding value on this channel and you're really serious about taking the next step, I really encourage you to take the leap, join our course, and jumpstart your business and your entrepreneurial journey. Government contracting changed my life, and I'm sure it will for you too. Now, if you want to go straight to our course store library, the URL is on the screen, and you can go and look at our course offerings. Remember, the 8-figure government contracting mastery 5X mastery bundle and the 8-figure government contracting course for barbers and cosmetologists are our 2 flagship programs. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, if you have not already, I want you to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So anytime we produce new content, you will get a notification regarding the curation of that new content that's available for viewing. As you guys know, I typically drop content every week. That content comes out between Thursday and Saturday usually. Today, you're going to get this content on a Friday, but typically content comes from me every week. At the end of the week, somewhere between Thursday and Saturday, you can stay pretty consistently. I'm going to drop a new video that's going to help aid and assist you in your government contracting journey. So if you have not already, subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the business success blueprint. If you know anything about a blueprint, before you construct a home, normally the builders will come in and they will create a photographic rendering of what the future plan for that home will look like. So today, what I endeavor to do in this conversation is to lay out the blueprint needed for business success. Now, you can build a solid business foundation upon the principles I'm going to talk about today. Anyone who has had sustainable, long-term success in business or in life is using the principles I'm going to talk about today. And we're going to run through them fairly quickly, but we want to lay out a foundation for you so you can apply the things I'm going to say. So we're going to move through this fairly quickly. I want to keep this video relatively short because I want you to go back and watch some other videos. So let's jump right into what we're calling the business success blueprint. Now, the very first thing you're going to need, so our very first ingredient in our blueprint, it's going to be vision. Now, I'm reminded of a wise saying which says, without a vision, people perish. Now, what is a vision? Because you said without a vision, the people perish. And I believe that's a scriptural reference. Without a vision, people perish. So what is a vision? A corporate vision, I'm talking to entrepreneurs, can be defined as the image that a business must have of its goals before it sets out to reach them. So you're thinking about the end from the beginning. Now, I'm reminded of people like Bill Gates. Now, Bill Gates was the founder of Microsoft, and Bill Gates says Microsoft was founded with a vision of a computer on every desk and in every home. And he says, we've never wavered from that vision. So what a vision does, it ignites a fire. It ignites fire in the founder, and in the employees and other stakeholders that come alongside that founder and that visionary to realize the vision. Now, it's the goal of you, CEO, entrepreneur, to cast the vision. Cast the vision. Now, when you cast a bold, audacious vision and it resonates with other people, they're going to want to come alongside you to assist you in realizing that dream, that goal, or that vision. That is your responsibility, entrepreneur. Cast the vision. Cast the vision. And then start laying the infrastructure to realize that vision. We're going to get there, though. I don't want to jump ahead. But your job is to be a vision caster. Your job is to cast a vision so well that other people want to come alongside to help you. And the people that are going to come alongside to help you are going to be subject matter experts. They're going to be bankers. Now, bankers may not sign up right away. For those who are going through entrepreneurial finance, it may be the angel investors or the friends, families, and fools who may say, hey, I believe in what you're doing. Here's some money to help you on your way. Pay me back at a later date and maybe give me an equity split. But as you cast the vision, some people are going to naturally gravitate to it. Now, some people are going to say, that sounds wild. I'm sure when Bill Gates casted his vision of having a computer on every desktop, I'm sure there were some people who celebrated his vision, and I'm sure he probably had some naysayers. But do you believe in the vision? It's most important. Now, for my people who are married, for my married couples, it's super important that your vision is cast well. Now, as an entrepreneur, if you have a hard time convincing your spouse in your vision, you may not be ready yet. See, your spouse, your friends, your family, most of those people want you to succeed. Most of them want to see you succeed. But if they can't quite see the vision you've cast, you might need to go back to the drawing board. That doesn't mean you have a bad idea. It may mean you just may need to crystallize the vision further because they can't quite see it yet. So part of your job initially is to create a vision that crystallizes in the minds of the hearer. Now, you still may have those that agree and those that disagree, and that's quite okay. That's quite okay. It's quite okay. You're going to have naysayers, but the naysayers shouldn't keep you from moving forward. However, it is going to be super incumbent upon you, entrepreneur, to understand the difference between a naysayer and someone giving you constructive criticism, because they're not the same. Constructive criticism is designed to make you better. But I think sometimes entrepreneurs take the constructive criticism as hate, or as they don't believe in me. When it could be they do believe in you, but there may be some flaws in your logic that need to be thought through. And if you actually take that advice, you'll probably find yourself very successful. But you gotta cast. No, number one, you have to have vision, and you have to cast vision effectively. Okay. Number two, you have to have strategy. Now, strategy is the creation of a unique and valuable position involving a different set of activities. So the goal of your strategy is to position the firm in the minds of would-be customers. Now, it is a blueprint. The strategy is the blueprint for how an organization will compete in the marketplace, including its goals and objectives. So number one, you have a vision. So let's use a real estate example. You want to build a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house. That's the vision. Now, the strategy or the blueprint is when you have the architect come in and now start figuring out how big is this room going to be and how many, in addition to the 5 bedrooms and 4 baths, are you going to have a family room or a dining room? Is there going to be an outside kitchen? It's going to be a pool. Now we're starting to frame the vision with a strategy or a blueprint. Now, strategy needs to consider the cost implications, the differentiation, and focus-based approaches. Now, in our course, we talk about this thing called competitive advantage and how to position your firm in the market. Because here's the reality. You're not the first IT company. You're not going to be the last. You're not the first logistics company or security company or secure transportation business. There's tons of them. But out of all of the businesses that exist in SAM.gov today, or within whatever industry you find your business is, how are you going to compete? How are you going to position your business in the market and attract customers and gain attention? How are you going to do that? Now, an oversimplification of strategy. This is an oversimplification. I don't want to do a deep academic PhD deep dive on what it means to strategize, but we're going to use this definition. A strategy is a plan of action intended to fulfill the vision over time. That's the Kirk definition of strategy. So we remember our first blueprint item was to create a vision. Second blueprint item, we have to create strategy. Now, the goal of strategy is to move the vision further or closer into reality. We have to create value, and we create that value through strategy before we actually implement that value. So that takes us into our third point, which is going to be action. So once we have vision, number one. Number two, once we have strategy, the third thing we have to do is take action. We have to take action. Action, also known as strategy execution. Now, when you put a strategy in action, or you execute on this strategy, you're going to inevitably, without a doubt, have to make small incremental adjustments along the way. At a minimum, you may find that your strategy was completely flawed and you got to go back to the drawing board, and that's okay. But we need to be moving forward, and we need to be monitoring what we're seeing and use that as feedback to make our strategy better. And when we make the strategy better, we take the necessary actions downstream to make sure that what we thought and what we're getting, make sure those things actually align. So ideas have value. I want you to hear me. Ideas have value, but execution is the difference maker. I really want you to hear me. Ideas are valuable. Your idea for an IT company, your idea for a product company, your idea for a software development business, your idea for cyber or machine learning or some type of data science application, home health care, your counseling business, all those things have value, but you can't stop at the idea. It's the execution that determines the winners and the losers. So we have to take action. Now, the Bible says that faith without works is dead. Now, many of you guys know my father's a pastor, so I grew up in church and I would hear all these scriptures. This is the faith in action part. So the vision was knowing the ending from the beginning. The strategy part is write the vision, make it plain so that those who run it, who see it, can run with it. But then we got to have the action part. And so faith without works is dead. So the vision and the strategy, a lot of that was the initial steps of my faith walk. The last part is now the things that I see or I see in my future, I now have to put some corresponding action to that to make that come to pass. Okay. So I just want you to think about it. So vision, you have to see it before you see it. Now, when I see it before I see it, talking about Bill Gates, he saw a desktop on the computer of every desk and a computer in the home of every family. He saw that before he saw it. Now, in order to realize the vision that he saw before he saw, he had to put together a strategy. So based on what I see, this vision, what's the strategy to make what I see visible to other people who don't see what I see? Hope y'all stand with me. So strategy is the plan so that what I see, my vision that I see, because I see it on the inside of me. So the vision that I see, the strategy is how I take what I see and make that visible to other people so they can see. And then once we put the strategy in place, now we have to put action to bear. We have to execute the strategy. We have to execute the plan. And then last but not least, we have to operate in patient persistence and perseverance. And I want to highlight patience. I want to highlight persistence and persevere. We have to push. You know, every day you're not going to feel like doing all the things you should be doing as an entrepreneur. Whether you're in government contracting or another industry, you don't always feel like it. But patience refers to consistency. Patience is the key to success. Bill Gates said that. I'm sure he's not the only one that said it, but Bill Gates said patience is the key to success. Patience is consistency in the midst of contradictory circumstances. So even when everything looks like it's going wrong, can you stay the course? Can you stay patient and persistent, and can you persevere? In life, many times entrepreneurs give up on their dreams just too quickly. Whether these are personal goals, whether these are corporate goals, professional goals, doesn't matter. Many people cave too quickly. And one thing that I am certain of, if you stay the course, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But you have to remain patient. You have to persist. You have to persevere, even in challenging times. You know, I'm reminded of in the olden days when kings would go into war. It was not uncommon for kings to go into fierce combat. They pull up with their ships, and they're going into enemy territory. And oftentimes the kings would burn the boats. You said, Dr. Kurt, why would they burn the boats? Because they did not want wavering to be an option. We're going to go into this battle and we're going to fight to the death. Either we're going to beat them and spoil their territory, or they're going to kill us. But retreat is not an option. I need you, entrepreneur, to remove retreat from your mindset. There is no plan B. Now, I may revise my plan. My vision remains the same. My strategy may need to be refined based on changing circumstances, environmental factors, and a host of other things that may be going on. Maybe customer needs are changing, but the vision remains the same. The strategy may need some slight modification to realize the vision that we had from the beginning. You have to demand attention from potential customers for your business, and that's not always easy. I remember a couple of years ago during the pandemic, I was on Clubhouse, and I would do these government contracting rooms, and I would talk about dialing for dollars. I would tell them about it's a numbers game. If I engage with enough people, it's not a matter of if my business finds success, it's a matter of when. So whether you're a prime or subcontractor, it's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. If you know anything about sales, if you talk to 100 people, of those 100 people, you may find 20 that are engaged. And of the 20 that are engaged, you may find 10 that may buy. Government contracting, or business for that matter, is sales. Matter of fact, sales is the number one business and the highest paying business in the world, because sales is what makes the world go round. But I find that a lot of entrepreneurs give me reasons for why they can't get out there and put their business on the map, why they can't go out and grab attention, why they can't get in front of customers. Oh, they didn't email me back. Well, you emailed them once. Who else did you email? Who else did you call? Who else did you send your marketing artifacts to? See, this is the challenge. This is why government contracting and business in general gets tricky. So you have a product and a service offering that has value. And I think I know oftentimes you come across potential businesses, customers, whether you're B2B, business to business, B2G, business to government, or B2C, business to consumer. You come across customers that have need of the things you're selling. But sometimes there are other factors beyond your control that may not cause a sale to happen that day. Maybe they're having a cash flow crunch. Maybe they procured a similar service not long ago. So your job as entrepreneur is to go out and make sure that value meets opportunity at the correct time, and sale happens. Sales happen when value is communicated, value is understood on the end of the potential buyer, money is available, and need is present. So your job is to push on the pain. See, we give attention to those things that hurt. We give attention to our problems. But sometimes what you're selling is something they want, but at this particular moment in time, they don't need. So you're trying to find people who need what you're selling. It's not that your product or service isn't good. Is money available? Is that pain screaming louder than everything else around them to prioritize purchasing your product and or service? And we talk about this at length in the course. We don't frame it quite like that, but that's what we're doing. But here's the thing that I find very interesting. If you do nothing, weeds will grow. And there's going to be plenty of weeds trying to grow up in your business, claiming your attention. And you have to prioritize the things that you're going to give value to. It's always going to be pressing needs and demands. And as an entrepreneur, your job is to prioritize the things that need to be prioritized and handle them in a manner that's fit for your business, based on the tempo of what's happening on around you. But if you don't cultivate that garden, weeds seem to grow on their own. And if you don't take care of the weeds, sometimes the weeds will overtake the vegetation you're trying to grow. Same thing in yards. So maybe you got Bermuda grass, or maybe you got centipedes. You went and you invested very heavily in your lawn, and you just noticed that one weed, and that one weed is now 10 weeds, and 10 weeds is now 100 weeds, and now the weeds have overtaken the grass. We can't allow the weeds of in our businesses. We got to de-weed the businesses so that the weeds don't overtake the good value we're producing. So as entrepreneurs, we have to create value. We have to deliver the value. We have to capture the value. That's your job. But in creating that value, that's your product and or service. You have to deliver the value. That's talking about the execution. What's that user experience? What's that service delivery model look like? And then we have to capture the value. That's extracting the profitability. But I'm reminded, because I get a lot of entrepreneurs who want to give me excuses. Smart people. Entrepreneurship is not about being smart. And now, listen to me. I don't mean that you're not supposed to be intelligent, but there are a lot of intelligent people, but why have they not hit their financial goals in their life? Most of the time it's because they're not hurting bad enough. Let me explain. I remember hearing a story from my grandfather about a dog. He was sitting on the porch with his owner, and he would just be on the floor just moaning and whining. And one of the people on the porch looked at the grandson looked at the grandfather and said, "Well, why is Butch moaning?" He said, "He's sitting on the nail." He said, "Well, why won't Butch just get off the nail?" The grandfather says, "Because he's not hurting enough." See, pain is a great thing, but it's the thing that we run from. Pain causes us to innovate. Innovation, they say, is the mother of necessity. Most of the innovation that came about because of a sure need. But a lot of entrepreneurs say they want to be successful, but they really don't want to be successful. I'm reminded of the story of the mentor and the protege. And the protege admired his mentor and wanted to be like his mentor. Mentor had a beautiful home, beautiful cars, all the trinkets of success. And so the protege one day asked the mentor, "What do I have to do to be successful?" The mentor says, "Hey, you want to know how to be successful?" The protege says, "Yes, I want to know what I got to do to be successful." The mentor says, "Okay, meet me at the beach tomorrow at 10 a.m. Protege gets up early in the morning, showers, puts on some nice cologne, puts on a three-piece suit to go meet his mentor, because today he's gonna learn what he has to do to be successful. He goes down to the beach with his three-piece suit on. He looks at his mentor. The mentor has on swimming trunks and a t-shirt. And he tells his protege, "So you want to learn how to be successful?" He said, "Yeah." He couldn't help but notice that he had on a three-piece suit and his mentor has on swimming attire. The mentor says, "Okay, follow me out into the water." The protege is thinking in his mind, "This is crazy. I want to know how to be successful, and he wants to go out here and take a swim. This is wild, but okay, I want to know how to be successful, so I'm going to go along with this game." The protege steps out into the water. The water is knee-high, and then the mentor says, "Come out a little further." So the protege follows him out into the water a little further, until now the water is waist deep. And the mentor looks at the protege and said, "You want to learn how to be successful?" He said, "Yeah, I want to learn how to be successful." He says, "Okay, come on out a little further into the water." The protege is thinking to himself, "This is crazy, but I'm going to follow this guy because he got a whole bunch of stuff, and I need to try to figure out how he got it." Protege goes out further into the water. Eventually, the water is chest deep. And the mentor looks at the protege and said, "Do you want to know how to be successful?" And the protege says, "Yes. So I'm out here. Came out here at 10 o'clock in the morning. I came out here with a suit on, and you got me in the middle of the ocean and I'm trying to figure out what this has to do with being successful." The mentor presses the protege's head under the water. Now the protege is fighting for air, trying to breathe, and the mentor is steady putting his head down. He's fighting and scratching. All of the blows are just bouncing off the mentor. Eventually, the mentor kind of feels like Like the protege is getting weaker and he's not fighting as much. Maybe he's on the verge of drowning. At that moment, the mentor pulls the protege out the water. And the guy's gasping for air. You're trying to kill me. He said, when I had your head down below the water, this is the mentor talking. When your head was below the water and I pushed your head down, what's the only thing you was thinking about? The protege looks at his mentor like he's being asked a dumb question and says, all I want to do was breathe. He said, there it is. He says, when you want to be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And what does that mean? I mean, you'll stop making excuses about how many people did not respond to your email. You'll stop making excuses about how many industry days you went to and you haven't gotten a contract yet. You will stop making excuses and you'll do the work. See, you recognize that's the cost of doing business. You recognize that everyone's not going to always return your phone call when you think they should. They're not going to always respond to the marketing artifacts when you want them to. Everyone's not going to see the value in the product or service offerings that you have, but it doesn't mean that you don't continue doing the work. Because if you do the things that I teach in my courses, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when you run into success. And that time frame looks different for everybody. Some will have success in weeks. Some will have success in months. Some of y'all will take a little bit longer. But if you don't quit, you can't fail. So you don't fail until you throw your hands in the air and say quit and quit. Say, I can't do this. As long as you keep pressing, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So those are the 4 items in the success blueprint. I got to have vision. I have to develop a strategy. I have to take action. And I must practice patient persistence and perseverance. Well, those are the things I want to talk about today in the Success Blueprint. Now, if you have not already, I want you to like, share, subscribe. And I want you to go back and watch some of my other videos. And hopefully, if you have not already, if you're considering taking a course with me, I want you to stop considering, get off the sidelines and jump into the game, sign up for a course. And I would love, absolutely love to be your coach and assist you on your government contracting journey. Until next time.